तौ संतोषयता संतौ श्रीलरूप सनातनौ दाक्षिणात्येन भट्टेन पुनरेतद्विविच्यते तस्याद्यं ग्रन्थनालेकं क्रान्तव्युत्क्रान्तखण्डितम् पर्यालोच्याथ पर्यायं कृत्वा लिखति जीवकः. Hare Krishna. We'll be having exam on 6th, 9th. 9th is the Monday. 9th. 9th. Okay. 9th is okay. Because Bhakti Vaibhava students who are having Bhakti Vaibhava also, so they are requesting to adjust this date to 9th so that they can get some time. They are asking like that. So 9th. And Bhakti Vaibhava exam will be on the first week, maybe some third, fourth. Second, yeah, second, good. Okay. So Bhakti Sandarbha exam will be on the first 50 Anuchedas on the 9th. I will send anyway a message also. Next we will be continuing our Anucheda 51. So this is from the next exam. 50 we finished. For the first exam syllabus is over. We are starting for the second. Etadeva Sri Naradenapi Spashtikrishyate Anvaya Vyatirekabhyam Yathaha. So Bhagavatam 4th canto 31st chapter. This is the last chapter actually in that canto. So in this chapter we will be seeing Prachina Barhi stories. So in this it is said, so तज्जन्मतानि कर्माणि तदायुस्तन्मनो वचः नृणां येन हि विश्वात्मा सेव्यते हरिरीश्वरः किं जन्मभिस्त्रिभिर्वेहा सौक्रसावित्रयग्निकैः कर्मभिर्वा त्रयी प्रोक्तैः पुंसोऽपि विबुधाशिषा श्रुतेन तपस्य वाक्यं वचोभिश्चित्तवृत्तिभिः बुद्ध्या वाक्यं निपुणया बलेनेन्द्रियराधसा किं वा योगेन सांख्येन न्यासस्वाध्याययोरपि किं वा श्रेयोभिरन्यैश्च न यत्रात्मप्रदो हरिः श्रेयसामपि सर्वेषाम् आत्मा ह्यवधिरर्थतः सर्वेषामपि भूतानां हरिरात्मदः प्रियः हरिरात्मदः प्रियः. What is said in this? See your translation on this first. Etadeva Sri Naradenapi Sparshtikrishyate is made clear by Narada also through positive and negative statements. Etadeva means, this bhakti is the abhidheya. So this thing, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 you'll be seeing in the case of Narada statement here. Tad janma तानि कर्माणि तद आयुषः तन्मनो वचः नृणाम येन हि विश्वात्मा सेव्यते हरिरीश्वरः. That is birth. Those are activities. That is lifespan. That is mind and words of humans by which Lord Hari, the soul of the universe, is served. Tat janma tani karmani tad ayuhu tad manaha vachaha nrinam yena hi vishwatma sevyate. So that means by all these Hari should be served, by the life, by the birth, by the activities, by the lifespan, by the mind, and by the words. By all these Hari should be served, then those are all actual, otherwise they are not those. That is only the janma which is served for the, which is in the service of the Lord. That is only the karma which is meant for the service of the Lord. That is only the lifespan which is meant for the service of the Lord. So that is only the mind which is engaged in the service of the Lord. That is only the word which is engaged in the service. Otherwise, it is not that. It's not janma, it's not karma, it's not the ayu, it's not the mana, it's not vacha. The statement said here. Kim janma bihi tribihi what is that? Veha Saukra Savitra Yagnikaihi Karma Birva Trayi Proktaihi Pumsopi Vibhudayusha. Without that service, what is the use of taking the 3 births by semen, Upanayana, and Diksha? What is the use if they are not for the service of the Lord? Saukra Janma means taking birth from the parents. So that is a Saukra Janma. Kim Janma Bihi Tribihi. So, and Savitra Janma means by the Upanayana, we get the one more Janma. Yagnikaihi, that means for the Anushtana or the for some kind of worship. So you'll be getting one more Diksha. Upanayana is the Diksha that is meant for the children actually, especially new kids, boys. At the age of 7 years, Brahmana boys, they are taken to the Guru. So that before starting the Vidya, it's a Vedarambha. So before starting the Vedas, Upanayana Samskara is done by the Guru. So that's why this is before the Vedarambha, Upanayana Samskara is given. So whatever the Diksha Samskara, so Diksha, that is Diksha also is one more initiation. It is also one more of birth. That means someone wants to progress in this some kind of worship. That means worship means some kind of, so he is interested in the progressing in the devotion service or otherwise some worship or something. For that purpose, especially for the Narada Pancharatra, according to that, if you want to worship the deities, then you need to have the Diksha. Then is known as Diksha Janma. That is Diksha actually. Upanayana is different actually. That is for the starting of Vedas, Vedarambha. So, and semen, that means Saukra Janma means birth from the physical parents. These 3 are useless if they are not meant for that birth, and those births are not meant for the service. Next, Karma Virva Trayi Proktai Pumsohi Pumsopi Vibhudhayusha. What is the use of karmas mentioned in the Vedas? What is the use of the lifespan of the Devata for a human? So karma bihi Trayi Proktai. Trayi means Vedas. So karma, activity, the different prescribed duties said by the Vedas. What are the use of those if they are not meant for the service? And what is the use of the lifespan? Vibudha Ayusha. Vibudha means devatas. If one is getting the lifespan of the devatas, if it is not meant for the service of the Lord, that kind of lifespan, what is the use, even if he is so big? Srutena tapasa va kim vacho bischitta vrittibihi. Without service to the Lord, what is the use of hearing scriptures like Vedanta, austerity, expert speech? So, every Vedanta study should lead to the bhakti. Otherwise, that is just a mental speculation. That's not a useful thing. And also, chitta vritti bihi. That means these are all the various functions of the heart. Srutena tapasa. And also austerities. Any austerity means that is meant for the service of the Lord. Like example, Ekadasi Vrata. These are all the austerities. And Janmashtami Vrata. We are all doing these austerities. Those all austerities should be for the service of the Lord. Otherwise, they are not that. That is not austerity. Various next buddhya vakim nipunaya balendriya radhasa. Various retention abilities. Buddhya kim nipunaya balendriya radhasa. Retention abilities means we are going to see these words in the next. It is explained in that commentary. So there we are going to see. Let's avadhana. You'll be seeing the avadhani is having such a caliber. 100 questions he will take at a time. 100 people are sitting in front of him and asking 100 questions, and he is remembering all the questions and started answering all the questions. Like 100 Satavadhani, we say him as Satavadhani. Sahasravadhani is taking the 1,000 questions at a time, and he is answering all the questions, and all are very twisted. All questions are twisted. Sahasravadhani. So, what is the use of that kind of ability? You can see in Andhra actually, Satavadhani. So, Sahasravadhani, yes. So many Avadhanis are there still. Maybe. I don't know. But still Avadhanis are there. That means in this particular, especially in the poetry, you'll be seeing the Avadhanis. Not in the science, but in the poetry means they are kavis. That means, and other kavis, they are giving the different fuzzle type problems. And he's remembering all those and answering. And no single mistake. What is the use of that kind of abilities if that is not meant for the service of the Lord? Balendriya radhasa, physical strength or sharpness of the senses. Kim va yogena sankyena nyayasa swadhyayayorapi. Kim va shreyobir anyaischana yatratma pradohari. What is the use of yoga, Sankhya, Sannyasa, study of the Vedas, or other auspicious acts in which Lord Hari, who gives himself, is not there? That means in that Sankhya philosophy, we are studying Sankhya, or the yoga you are practicing, yoga you are doing, that is not meant for this knowing the Hari, that is not meant for the service of the Hari. Then those are all, what is the use? Sannyasa, study of the Vedas, other things. श्रेयसाम् अपि सर्वेषाम् आत्मा ह्यवधिरर्थतः सर्वेषामपि भूतानां हरिरात्मदः प्रियः. In reality, Atma is the ultimate form of all the results, but Lord Hari is the Atma of all living entities and is dear to all living entities, and he gives himself. So sarvesham api shreyasam atma. That means for everyone, what is the ultimate? Their own self. Same thing actually in the, you will be seeing in many places, you will be seeing. Sukadeva Goswami also explained there, Parikshit Maharaj in the 10th canto, 14th chapter. So everyone likes what? Everyone likes their own self. That is the most dear. Even many people, they say, I love you dear, I like you more than me. But actually those are all duplicate actually. Actually there one likes the, first of all he doesn't know who am I. So he doesn't know himself as Atma and thinking that body is Atma. Then in that case, they will be liking the body actually. Body means subtle and gross both. So they are thinking, since they are misidentifying the Atma, actually Atma is only dear, but they are misidentifying that Atma as the body. So that's why they like their body. But sometimes, and also anything connected to that body, they also like that. Connected to body or connected to the mind, because both are body only, subtle and gross. But many times we'll be seeing, I like you, I love you, they more than me, they say. But actually, the situation comes, he likes himself more than the others. That's not truth, actually. That movies, many times they show. So it's not on the soul platform, on the bodily platform also. Many times we'll be hearing that statements. But actually, no, actually. That's are all false, actually. Huh? Huh? He is doing suicide for his pleasure only, ultimately. He's not getting that and he's suiciding. So that is not fact actually. There also, if you see, if someone, my mother is left and he's crying, oh my dear mother. But why he's crying? Because his comfortability is not there no more. That means nobody is there to cook. Nobody is there to ask him his welfareness. So that's why he's worrying. That means there also crying is there behind the crying. What is the main reason? His self. That means his body. Self means he's a misidentifying his body, his own welfare. It's not that the purely is loving that opposite person. No, it's not possible at all. Clearly, there Sukadeva Goswami is saying it's impossible. Even someone cries for others means ultimately the purpose. If you see the inside reason, so he is liking his own self. Then he is getting some benefits, and now those are all stopped. That's why he's worrying. He's crying. And what one come to know, body is not the self and Atma is only the self. Then what will happen? He will start liking the Atma, not the body. Like realized people, self-realized people. But what is the Lord Hari is श्रेयसामपि सर्वेषाम् आत्मा ह्यवधिरर्थतः सर्वेषामपि भूतानां हरि आत्मा Atmadaha Priyaha. Hari is the Atma for all the Atmas. He is Atma for the Atma. He is the Paramatma. And that's why actually reality is what? Fact. Even he is dear than your own self. He is dear than your own self. He is having such a competency in him. That is fact. But still we don't know that relation still now we are not establishing. We didn't establish that relation. That's why we are not able to connect and not able to, since we didn't connect with him. And of course, we are hearing and speaking. So most of the time we'll be having the consciousness, bodily consciousness only. Because that ignorance is not completely covered. I'm the teacher here. I want to stay in this ashram, so I need food and I need shelter. And if that's why I should teach, otherwise I'll be kicked out. So material consciousness is there still. It's not that they out of pure devotional service we are doing. So, but really when you feel that actually, the real connection with the Lord, and He's there and He is, and you are able to see that, yes, I am connected to Him and He is Atma to the Atma. So when you realize that actually, then that platform itself is a different actually. It's a very different experience this is. But most of the times we are driven by this. Sometimes for minute time it will be just happening like that. He is, yes, I am Huh? I'm not able to hear. I didn't hear anything.
Krishna says in third canto,
Uh,
ninth chapter,
Third canto.
yeah,
Uh,
ninth chapter, Lord Himself says to Maitreya Muni, Aham
Third canto,
Atma.
ninth chapter.
Yes,
But Maitreya, how it comes? It's
not
Brahmaji prayer.
Maitreya and Sri Bhagavan, that Ved Garva.
Garbhodaksa Vishnu prayers, Brahmaji prays.
Yes, the same. Yes.
Is there same? Huh? Okay, what is that?
So here says like that, na Aham Atma Nam Atmanam Dhata Preshta San Presam Api Ato Mai Ratim Kuryat Dehadi Yatkriti Priyaha.
Ah, yeah, same thing. Sloka number? Yes, Maitreya. Yes, yes, yes.
3942.
Bhagavan is saying, na? Yes. Atmatmanam dhata preshtah san preyasam ato mai ratim kuryad dehardit dehadir yat krute priyaha. There is one more sloka also we have seen recently. Why one should love the Hari only? Where it we got? Ditya Skanda actually in the first chapter,
Fifth
second
canto.
chapter, second chapter.
Also, this is fifth canto. Harihi Sakshat Bhagavan Sariri Nam Atma Jhasa Nam Yu Toyam Ipsitam. For fish.
But in the Bhakti Sandarbha, we studied one time already previously. Anyone remember that sloka? Why one loves the Hari only? एवं स्वचित्ते स्वत एव सिद्धा आत्मा प्रियोर्थो भगवान् अनन्तः तं निर्वृतो नियतार्थो भजेत संसार हेतु परमश्च यत्र. Anusheda 2. Why? That means here we took the bhajeta, that's the vidhi is there, that's why we took this sloka. But if you see in this sloka, why one is love the Hari? Because Hari is the Swataha Siddha. In everyone's heart, he is existing himself. And also he is Atma. He is Atma for the Atma. And that's why he is Priyaha. And he is Bhagavan and Anantaha. There you will be seeing there. Priyaha. Since he is being the Atma for the Atma, that's why he is dear. You'll be saying anything is dear to you, you will say, you are my heart. That is the point actually here. You are in my heart. You say anything is dear. So similarly, who is in your heart actually? Hari is in your heart. That is a fact. We are trying to put someone is artificially in the heart, but they will not stay also. We put artificially someone in the heart. So that's why Hari is the really dear to everyone. That's a fact. But now that relation is not revived. So that's why Abhidheya process we are. Now we're doing this Bhakti, Shravanam Kirtanam. What is the best process to connect with us with him? Connect us with him. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. If you are not able to do, then at least work for him, for his satisfaction. So this is that is the only the faint thing. Jivatma is suffering in this material world because of not able to revive that relation, not able to realize that relation. That's why Jivatma is not able to connect oneself with that Supreme Hari. That's the main problem. That's why we are suffering like anything. That means everything is meant for him. Here, Narada is saying such a worldly, all the activities, lifespan, birth, everything. Now we come to the Vakya. This commentary. Yato janmadehe hariseva eva phalam atah tadvihinam sarvam vyartham. From this all slokas, what we are understanding? So, in reality, so what is, because service to the Lord Hari is the goal of the birth, and so on. And thus, without that, everything is futile. If that means Hari is the Atma to the Atma, that means he is the dear to the oneself also. You are dearer than your own self, dear most. That's why gopis were loving him. When he became a son, they were loving him more than their own son, because he is more than his own self also, one's own self. So that's why, and that's why he is everything for us, and that's why our everything should be meant for his service. Otherwise, that is Vyartham, Sarvam Vyartham, completely useless. But who is not understanding this, then unnecessarily endeavoring. And this is my family, my community, my country, and mine. And for this he will work. It's just illusion actually, that is. Sukra Sambandhi Janma means Vishuddha Mata Pitrubhyam Utpatti. He is explaining the difficult words in that sloka. We are seeing in the second sloka, what is that? Sukra Savitra Yagnikaihi. Shaukra. Shaukra Savitra Yagnikaihi. Shaukra Janma. That means from the Sukra. So, yeah, from sperm. Birth. Vishuddha Mata Pitrubhyam Utpatti. Otherwise, it's not Janma actually. If one is not taking birth from the proper mother and father, then it is not Janma actually. We should then.
Guruji, somewhere quote Janmana Jayate Sudra Sanskarat Bhave Duja.
Ah.
Is there some mention somewhere? Yeah, we heard many times.
We'll check that tomorrow. I have to see. So Vishuddha Mata Pitrubhyam Utpatti. Proper Mata Pita. That means they are properly married, like Vedic Samskara, marriage ceremony. And also they have the Garbhadana Samskara. So then they give birth like that. Then that is the Janma. Otherwise, that Janma is not at all. And that Janma is Janma once it is meant for the service of the Lord. Otherwise, also it is useless. Savitrim. Savitram means Upanayanena. Upanayana. That's a Vedharamba. Before Vedharamba, Guru gives the Gayatri mantra. So that is known as Upanayana. That is also one Janma. Yagnikam means Diksha. That's like Narada Panchratar Diksha for the worship. Next, Vibhudhanam Iva Dirghayushapi. That means even the lifespan. Vibhudha means here it is given in the sloka. If you see second sloka, last line, last word, Vibhudha. Vibhudha means the life of lifespan like the demigods. Vachobhihi Vagvilasaihi. Just important in difficult words, he is giving meaning here. Vachobhihi means Vagvilasaihi. If one is expertly speaking, so nicely he describe, if you give anything in front of him, so he will explain the nature nicely, writing the books, so wonderful books. And he's a good poet, Kavi. But that is not meant for the service of the Lord. Then what is the use? That is what? That is न यत्र चित् न यद्वचश्चित्रपदं हरेर्यशो Jagatpatim pragunita karhiche tadvayasam tirdamushanti manasa nayatra hamsa niramantyu sikshaya. That that speech, Yad Vachaha Chitrapadam, very beautifully decorated speech. But if it is not included in that, there is no Harehe Yashaha. That means Hari's glories are not glorified. Jagat Pavitram Pragrudi Karihichit. That means if it is not included, that means in that beautiful speech there is no discussion about the Hari. There are no glories of the Hari. Then why Satirtham? That's simply the place for crows. Crows always like dirty place, and swans always like the clean place. So that kind of speech, that kind of literature is like that. So same thing here also said, if any speech is there, that should be meant for the glorifying the Lord. Next, chitta vrittibhihi nana avadhana samarthyaihi. Here what is given? Chitta vrittibhihi. In the next third sloka, the word chitta vrittibhihi, that is glossed as nanavadhana samarthyaihi. One is having such a competency, he can answer 100 questions at a time. Remember all the questions one time and answer the one by one. And 1,000 questions also he can answer. What is the use of that kind of memory retention power if that is not in the service of the Lord? If he is not remembering the Lord's glories and propagating that. Next, Indriya Radhasa. Indriya Radhasa means Tat Pathavena. So sharp senses. His senses are so sharp. Senses. Expert senses he is having, but those are also no use. Verdham, that means useless. Next, yogena pranayamadina sankhena dehadi vytiriktatma gnana matrena. Yogena. So yoga is there, but that yoga is also should be meant for. So ultimately, if you make the body fit, and that fit body should be used for the service of the Lord. You made the body fit by the yoga, and you are using that for the sense gratification. Then what is the use of that yoga? Or otherwise yoga, you are doing the yama, niyama, pranayama, ityadi, asana and those. Those are all meant for the doing the bhakti yoga samadhi. That should lead to the bhakti yoga samadhi, like how Vyasdev did. Otherwise, no use that samadhi, that yoga. Sankhena means dehadi vytiriktatma gnana matrena. What is the use of Sankhya philosophy? So there is a Nirishwara Sankhya and so Ishvara Sankhya. So Nirishwara Sankhya means just knowing the difference between the soul and the matter and the spirit. So what is the use of that? Prakriti and Purusha. In the Sankhya, general Nirishwara Sankhya, there is no Ishvara, only Purusha and Prakriti. They will be understanding the characteristics of the Prakriti and its products, and also Purusha. Ultimately, if that is not leading to the bhakti and only knowing about the only Atma, then what is the use of that? Because Lord is Atma for the Atma. Lord is the dearmost, and Lord is the essence, is the ultimate. Then Anyairapi Vrata Vairagyadibihi Sreya Sadhanaihi. That means Anyairahi is there in that sloka. Anyaihi. Where is that? Which sloka? Sankhya. Swadhyayoropi. Kim, that means next sloka, the same next line. Kim va sreyobhi anyaischa. What is the use of? Anya, that means other sreya sadhana. No use. Next paragraph. Atha sreyasa. Shreyasam. So that sloka is now take for that is given. Nanu Nanvesham Nana Falasadananam Harisevana Bhava Matrena Kuto Kutah Vayardyam. Puru Pakshi is asking question. What? If they are not meant for the Hari Seva, then they are useless. Why they are useless? Yoga is there, my body is built, I can enjoy. And Avadhanam I will do, I will get the glory and I will get my whole name, entire world, and I will get the lot of medals and so much reputation. What happened? Fever. Okay. Take rest. Sleep. No problem. Anyone get any problem? Go and sleep. Sleep in the room, classroom only. Not some other way. Because Shravanam is anyway is happening. But don't leave the class. That's good actually. Sleeping in the class. Because in the material world, if you sleep in the class, you'll be loser. But in the spiritual classes, sleeping in the class is also is beneficial only. As much beneficial as you are hearing. That's in the Bhagavatam class also. Many people they say, I'm sleeping, Prabhu, why? What is the use of going? But no, you should go also. That is also because Shravanam means what? This sound vibration is going and touching the eardrum. That's all. That is the Shravanam. There is no need of understanding or nothing. So that's why Shravanam is happening. Then done. Then you'll be getting the result actually, full result. Yeah. Yes. So that's why there is no loss even in the somehow. Better if you will fill attention if you hear. Otherwise also good. No problem. Go and sleep in that room only. So Purvapakshi is saying, how can you say if all these sadhanas are not meant for this service of the Lord, then Verdham you are saying useless. How? How can you say this? Kutaha vayartyam. Why are all sadhanas which give various results useless without service to Lord Hari? Is a question. Then answer is said. Sarvesham atma hyavadirarthataha. That means tatraha sresam phalanam atma eva avadhi parakashta. That means any sadhana in this world you are doing, that is meant for what? That is meant for your own satisfaction. Atma means self-satisfaction. Anything you do. Many people say, I am doing so much welfare activity for the society. But actually he is defining himself as social server. And he is keeping him only actually as a center. And he is defining himself as like that, and he is deriving the pleasure from that. Ultimately his own satisfaction is the root. That means atma, his own self is the root. Maybe he is misidentifying. Sometimes atma means they consider body, and sometimes some yogis they will consider atma as atma. But ultimately in the both cases misidentify or the properly identify, but atma is only the avadhi. That is the limit. There is a limit for all the kinds of the sadhanas or the results. All the results are meant for that only. So the Atma is the final end of all the results. Shreyasam means here Falani. All the results are meant for that. तत्र शेषां फलानाम् आत्मा एव अधि पराकाष्ठः अर्थतः परमार्थतः आत्मार्थत्वेनैव अन्येषां प्रियत्वादित्यर्थः. Means why Atma is avadi? Because it is the highest result. Other sadhanas are dear by resulting in Atma. That is the same point what I said. Paramarthatah. Ardhatah means here Paramarthatah. That means every result is meant for the your own satisfaction, self-satisfaction. So that's why that result and that sadhana is also dear to you. So Atma is the final avadhi. So someone is saying, Bhavatu Atma avadhi. Let Atma will be the final limit. Harehe kim ayatam. What is attained from Hari? So then you should say all the sadhanas, whatever are there, they should be for the pleasure of the self. And if they are not useful in the pleasure of the self, they are useless. You should say like that. Why you are saying if anything is not in the service of the Hari, that is useless. Still that is not answered. Now that is being answered. Huh? Purvapakshi is saying that, yeah, till now what we said, Atma is the final limit. That means everything is meant for the self-satisfaction. And self is the limit, final limit. Then every sadhana should be meant for the self, otherwise it is useless. Like that we should be said, it should be said. But now we are seeing anything, any sadhana, anything is there that is meant for the service of the Hari. Why it is said? So why here Hari you brought? What is the connection between the Atma and the Hari? This kind of question is there now. So what we should do with the here Hari? Then that is said, Tatraha sarveshamapi iti Atmatmadascha avidya nirasena swarupabhivenjakaha Aishwaryapi rupena balaprabhritibhya iva atmapradaha priyascha Paramananda rupatvat. What is the meaning? Atma atmadascha. Lord Hari is the Atma. That means he is the Atma to the Atma. And Atmada. He is the giver of his own self. And not only that, he is Atma of your Atma. It's not that the Atma means there is a Kesagrata Vagasya and in that there is Atma. It's not like that. Atma means, so like for this body, Atma, how? That same for your Atma is that. It means he is the giving everything. That Atma, our Atma is there because of him only. Since this Atma is there, body is there. Otherwise, body will be finished. Similarly, so Paramatma is there, that's why Atma is existing. Without Paramatma, you cannot find the existence of Atma. That's the meaning actually. Atma means you should understand like that. So he is the Atma to the Atma and also he is Atmadaha. He is Atmadaha. Means he gives himself. That's why Priyaha. Priyascha. That means Atmadaha means what is the meaning? Avidya nirasena swarupabhivyanjakaha. That means he will destroy your avidya. And also he is revealing his swarupa to you. Aishwaryapi rupena bali prabhritibhya. Bali prabhritibhya iva atma. What is that? He reveals Swarupa by destroying the Avidya. He also offers himself with his form endowed with powers, just as he did to Bali and others. Like Bali Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, Lord became his doorkeeper in the Sutala planet. So Lord gave himself to him. So like that he gives totally. That means aham bhakta paradhinaha. He says to the Durvasa Muni in the Ambarish Maharaj story, I am always controlled by my devotees. I am under the control of my devotees. That means I give myself to the devotees. And what can I do, Durvasa? I cannot save you. You just go and beg my devotee only. What can I do? You pray to that Ambarish. If you give mercy, then you will save your life. Otherwise, I cannot stop this Sudarshan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. As you said, there just as body, there is no existence without soul. Because of presence of soul, the body is existing. Similar way, there is no existence of soul without Paramatma.
Yes.
So, I want to know, can you please clarify? Atma is the part and parcel of Krishna, just
Yes.
like. So, although Paramatma is required in material world, not required in spiritual world. So, in what sense it is no existence of a
Shaktiman,
soul?
without Shaktiman, Shakti will not exist. Atma is a Shakti. And Lord is a
But it is
possessor.
Atma is also Suprakas and self Suprakas Sattva is there and Mame
Yeah.
Anso, that is the part and parcel of
Yeah.
Lord. So just Satchidanand is there. Not like that Paramatma is giving Satchidanand. Atma itself made Satchidanand. So what sense just like there's no existence, just like as soon as soul pass out from body, body is dead. But
So
that's
like sun rays, without the sun, they are not. Even sun rays also having the same quality. They are also having some heat energy and light energy.
but sun rays in
Without
rays is
sun,
there,
you
sun is some their existence existing. That's without sun there is no existence. One that is understood.
same way, without the Paramatma, Atma will not exist. Because Atma is also Shakti of the Lord, na? Like that. Like the rays without the sun is not possible. And like the same way, Atma is also with the
Atma is already existing. Atma Paramatma comes picture in material world. In the
not only
spiritual.
Paramatma, whatever Ishvara, whatever you take, so
Okay.
supreme.
Yes. Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So Paramananda Rupatvad Ityesha. That means that's why he is giving himself and he is revealing the himself and he is Atma for the Atma. So that's why he is Paramatma. And Paramananda, that's why he is dear to everyone. Atma Pradaha, that means Priyascha. He is also dear. He is giving not totally for you. So that's why he is dear. It's not that you are loving and he is not loving. He is also lover. If you are lover, then he will be lover. He is giving completely to you. Whatever you gives more than that he gives. He is having everywhere he is superior. He is supreme giver. But if you love in the material world someone, they will keep something with them. Even the marriage life also people say. So you are my life, my soul. That is also only temporary actually, is only superficial actually. And after some time it will come out actually. You don't know, I don't like it, but why you did that? That means they are keeping themselves as center. It's not that whatever you did, I always like it. No, you don't find like that. One day that is broken artificially. Initially, they may say the tendencies are there. Every Jivatma is having that kind of tendency, giving himself and also expecting total from the opposite. That is a fact actually. That's reality. Giving himself to the someone is very interesting actually. But he should give in a right place and to the right person. And if you give to a wrong person, then there is a problem.
One place I have it
Uh,
that is very is fitting here.
uh,
That one, दिल दो एक को,
Hmm.
वो भी किसी नेक को, दिल वो प्रसाद नहीं जो बांट दो हर एक को,
uh,
बांट दो हर एक को.
very cool. Mm. Uh,
Ek, that is Nek.
uh,
Who's the Nek in the whole creation? The Krishna is only Nek. Nek
Uh.
means loving object, most
yes.
dear object. So who is there? And heart should be given to him, not to, this is not like prasad. We baat do har ek ko. We have given hearts, material words, so many,
Yeah, yeah,
and not given to heart to Lord.
yeah.
The Lord is the only Nek person.
Yes. So that's why one should give to himself to a right person. That is a priyaha. And no one, everyone will cheat. If you, even if you give to someone yourself, they will cheat you. They will not give to you, themselves to you. But one person will give definitely, that is Krishna. Atmadaha. But in the material world, it is a reflection of that relation actually. It is just abhasa, but it's not fact. And also he is Paramananda Rupaha. He is not having any defects. If you give himself to him, he is going to give himself to you. It's not that he is having some defects and you have to suffer with that. No. He is fully perfect. He is fully blissful. Someone who is already in the bed having the 10 types of diseases and he is saying, I am giving myself to you. Will you take? You will not take. What should I do with you? That is a problem. In the material world, no one is perfect actually. Even bodily wise and even in the conditioned soul wise. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is having the all the time perfect nature. So, but there is only one object in this whole creation which is perfect. That's a Krishna. And that's why if you give to him yourself and he is going to give himself to you, then you are always with you a perfect thing. Then you'll be always happy. And actually here, he is Atma to the Atma. So that's why anyone we do the service, that service, what is the center? You should not say there also, this person going to serve the Krishna so that I will be happy. That is the intention. In the material world, whenever anything we do, for what purpose we do? For the own self. Okay. But one may say to you, you are doing the devotion that is also for yourself only, for your satisfaction. But actually that is not true. Because he is Atma to the Atma. And you are serving for himself only. That is a fact actually. And he is having such a potency in him. And he is like that actually. So that's why we are doing the devotion for what purpose? To come out from this material clutches and to become happy yourself. For that we are doing devotion? No. We are doing the devotion for himself. For his purpose we are doing. Because he is Atma to the Atma. And there you never think about yourself, whether I am happy or not. Because that is a fact actually. That is a fact means that is a reality. Everything is meant for his pleasure actually. If you think what I am getting from this, then you are not constitutionally positioned. You are still something constitutionally skipped actually. बैठा नहीं सही जगह पर. So what is this? That means still that means you are putting the square in the circle. But when you think, when you develop the consciousness, zero actually, then from this from this philosophy, what you should understand, there is a zero expectation for yourself. Zero. We are fully meant for him only. And by doing devotion, I will be happy. No. But for the initially to make one to realize this, because the tendencies are there, what is the, for what benefit I get, what benefit I, that's why we say, but actually position is, actual philosophy is, we are not meant for ourselves actually. We are all meant for, and we don't think about that also, whether we will be happy or not by serving him. Of course, by fact it will, if you see the experience of the previous devotees, they are all happy only. But actually that is also not necessary to think whether I will be happy in the service of the Lord Krishna, because we are meant for him only. That is a constitutional position. That is a fact. Fact means constitutional position. Atra सर्वेषां भूतानां सिद्ध शुद्ध जीवानामपि आत्मा परमात्मा इति ज्ञेयम्. He is the atma for the even the pure devotees also, Suddha Jivas also, pure Jivas. Not only for this, only for the time being we are keeping him as Atma till the time we are in the conditional state. No. When the Jivatma is in the pure stage, that's a constitutional position. In that state also, he is only the Atma. What I will get, what I will get, this is already we are having the habit of asking ourselves for the millions and millions of lives. What I will get, what I will get, what I will get. That should go actually. I am meant for him, I am meant for him. That should come. But if you see other yogis, all they are all having the what I will get. That is carried forward. That's why they are not fully, that means realizing the absolute truth. They are partially realizing. Yogis, Jnanis, all. रश्मिस्थानीयानां जीवानां सूर्यस्थानीयत्वात् तस्य तदुक्तम. So all the jivas are in the position of the rays, and Lord is in the position of the sun. That is the fact. We are not independent. Rays are always dependent, and also they are minute. Of course, qualitatively they are also light and heat is there, but not the way the sun is having. So that's why tasmat priyatamah swatma sarveshamev dehinam tadarthameva sakalam jagate taccharacharam कृष्णमेनमवेहित्वम् आत्मानमखिलात्मनां जगद्धिताय सोऽप्यत्र देहीव भाति मायया. See the translation. Tasmat priyatamaha. It is said, taduktam. Therefore, one's own self is the most dear to every embodied living. Who is saying this? This is also from the 10th canto, 14th chapter, same. Sukadeva Goswami is saying to Raja Parikshit. After explaining that Brahma Vimohan Leela, after hearing this, so in that Brahma Vimohan Leela, he came to know that these mother gopis and also mother cows, all they are loving. When Krishna became their son, he came in the form of their son. They started loving him more than their own children, even more than themselves. What is the reason? He asked. Then he explained this. Tasmat Priyatamaha Swatma Sarvesham Dehinam. For everyone, what is a dear? Their own self. Tadharthameva Sakalam. So Sakalam Jagad Etat Characharam. Therefore, one's own self is the most dear to every embodied living being, and it is simply for the satisfaction of the self that the whole material creation, moving and non-moving entities exists. Next, Krishnam yena mehitvam atmanam. You should know Krishna to be the Atma of all Atmas. Enam Krishnam. That means you should know Krishna. So, Tvam means you. Yehi means no. Avehi, sorry. Avehi, you should know. What he should know? That means Parikshit is the Sukadeva Goswami saying to the Parikshit, hey, you should know. What? Krishnam. He should know Krishna. In what way? Atma Akilatmanam Atma. That means he is the soul of all the souls, Atma of all the Atmas. Jagad hitaya sopyatra dehi vabhati mayaya. By his own potencies, he is descending from his own abode, and he is also appearing like a embodied entity, like other jivas, like how we are appearing. We are also always looking, that means having the body, and Krishna also looking like Brahmaji, he was bewildered actually, thinking that he is also some ordinary human being. But why he is coming like that? Jagad Hitaya. So, for the benefiting the entire creation, so he is appearing like that. Dehiva Abhati. Mayaya, that means by his own potencies. You should know Krishna to be the Atma of all Atmas for the benefit of the whole universe. He appears like an embodied being by his Maya. Next, Atmanau Jivadat Jivat Atma sorry Jivad Jivadatatmapanna Brahma Ishwarakyo Dadati Yatha Yadam Sporayati Vashikarayati Cha Yaha Saha Atmadaha Iti Swami Avipraya. Swamiji is saying, what is the definition of Atmadaha? 2 marks question. According to the Swami. Atmadaha means Atmanau Dadati. Yaha Saha Atmadaha. Atmanau means two Atmas. Dadati means Yatha Yatham Sporayati. That means Vashikarayati. That means who reveals two Atmas. Atmada means he who gives two Atmas. The two Atmas are Brahman, which is identified with the Jiva and Ishvara. Brahma Ishvarakyo. Brahmeshwarakyo. Okay? Huh? Two Atmas. Okay. Here two Atmas means the two Atmas are Brahma Ishvarakyo. Brahma and Ishvara. That means Brahma means you should take here as Jivatma. Parabrahma is the Lord. And Ishvara means Ishvara. Brahma Ishvarakya. Swamiji gave like that. This is the Swamiji's definition. Hare Krishna. Two Atmas means Brahma Ishvarakyo. Dadati means he reveals them as is and makes them subservient to the Jiva. That is the intention of Sridhar Swami through his commentary. Otherwise, you can take here. So, Atmanav Dadati means Atmadaha, one who is cause for the realizing Brahman and Ishvara. Like that. Jiva Datatmanya is there, but it's wrong. It is Jiva Tadatmyapanna Brahma Ishvarakyo. Brahma is having the Visheshana. What is that Visheshana? Jiva Tadatmyapanna Brahma. That means Brahman and Jiva are the same. That means this is also Jiva is a Chit and Brahman is also Chit. If you realize yourself as a Chit, like the Gnani's case, they see Jivatma as Chit and Brahman is also Chit. That's why Jiva Tadatmyapanna. What is that? That is Brahma. That means which is similar, which is equivalent to the Jiva. What is that? That is Brahma and Ishvara. These two. Dadati gives, or Dadati means Yathatadam Sporayati. That means the one who make realization of Brahma and Ishvara. He gives the realization of Brahman and Ishvara. He is the Atmadaha, Swamiji said. Okay.